What is going on, everybody? Welcome in. We're going to be doing a very special episode of Nerd Sports with John and Mike this week. It's the first week back after Thanksgiving. Lots of injuries have happened, lots of subjects have happened that we're going to cover. But this week, John's busy and he actually can't make it. So he gave us the go-ahead to go ahead and bring in my good friend, brother. He's family to the show. He has his own show, actually, on the Run Boys Fantasy Network. And that would be Run Boys Robbie. So with all that being said, dilly, let's jump in to Nerd Sports, everybody. How you doing, my man? How you doing? Tell the people how you are.
I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing well. Happy to be here. Happy to talk some football and enjoy some nerdisms. Let's nerd the fuck out, bro. I'm ready.
Let's nerd out. On 3, 2, 1. Dilly.
Dilly. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. Shout out to the whole Avenge Nerd crew. Dilly.
So, as I'll see if you've seen Robbie before, this is not his normal background. We had some massive technical difficulties when we were trying to get things going today, but we got it all figured out. And we're in the right place, right time. We're ready to go. So, with that being said, let's just talk some fantasy stuff just to start the show. So, how's your fantasy season been going, Robbie? We haven't had you back on yet. Have you been doing? How many leagues are you in? Like, just
what to say? Which league?
Just blow people's minds with how many leagues you're in, and then how it's going for you. Like, and what's the best league? What's the best result you got going right now?
I'm in 40 leagues, and they all pretty much blow at this point. First off, like don't get yourself into that many leagues. Like, I mean, me, some of them are for charity, and then I got some that are dynasty. I got a couple of ones that are cash, and then some of them are celebrity analyst leagues. Like, next year, my ass is doing 13 leagues. That's it.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I'm significantly dropping dropping the number. Like I'm significantly dropping the number for real, bro. But no, in my dynasty league, in one of my dynasty leagues, the shout out the Up and Smoke League.
Oh yeah, is that Smokey's league?
No. This one is from the Chalk, from the homie Chalk, from the Undroppables. This one this now is 3 years old. It's 2 years old or something like that.
So you've been a part of it for a while then.
Yeah, last year I won the whole thing. This year I'm sitting in third.
That's not bad.
This year, yeah, I'm sitting at third at Every win gets a double, or if you score more than the league median, you get an extra win. The person that's in first, which is the dude that ended up losing to me last year in the championship, he's 21-3. The person that's in second is 17-7, and I'm 17-7 as well.
Wow, that's some high. That's high numbers. Explain to including myself, the 21-3. How does that factor into your record? I mean, I guess I'm not sure where those numbers come from on that.
It's just you just get a double. You just get a double up of a win.
Oh,
okay. You just each win. So if you win, that's an extra win, and then if you also win but score more than the league median score. So this week's the league median score was 140.7. So you win an extra matchup by scoring higher than the league median. So if you score more than 140.7, you got yourself an extra dub.
Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense to me. I've kind of renovated a little bit in here to where now I can stand. I got an arm, not just sit in my chair the whole time. So
yeah, that must be nice. I have to make sure I'm tall, which blows. I'm taller than my green screen. Yeah. So if I stand up, I'm completely just out of frame. I'm
got your whole groin, crotch region in the camera.
Exactly. Yeah. It's weird. Yeah. But yeah. No, man. So that league I'm doing pretty well in. I'm doing a fucking amazing in. I have, let's see. I'm like literally scrolling through the sleeper app right now. I have one that I'm 7-5 in. That's redraft. Another dynasty league that I'm 8-4 in. And I think in that one I'm in sixth place in that one, so I'm like barely gonna be able to get into the playoffs. And that one's like a 20-man fucking dynasty league.
Wow, 20 guys.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say guys. 20 teams.
Yeah, 20 teams. Yeah, 20 teams. Shout out to the Thieves. Yeah,
That's
it's
that's wild, dude.
dude, it's fucking insane. But hey, at first I was sitting up at the top, and then Derrick Henry ended up
Oh yeah. Yep.
yeah. Um, Shout out to the homie LQ, the homie Real Deal. Shout out Real Deal and everything that he's doing. The homie Laquan. I'm in his subscribers league. He needed someone to hop up in that thing, and in my division, in the Android division, he made it to where it's Apple versus Android. I am second. Yeah.
Are you Apple or Android? Where you at? Where you at in that department?
I'm Android.
Are you? I gotta be Apple, man. I got. But I mean, what I don't like about Apple is that they will actually slow your phone down, like to make you get a new one eventually. So, which kind of sucks.
There's that aspect, and then just also like I don't want to pay for certain apps, like
Yeah.
Like Samsung's kind of starting to kind of do the Apple thing as well, where it's like, buy our headphones, buy our, I think I apparently now like the new S21, which is a new phone I'm about to upgrade to whenever that thing comes back in stock, Xfinity Mobile. But yeah, it doesn't the new iPhone nor the new Samsung come with a charger, dude.
Really?
Yeah, the charger is not sold with the phone. The charger is sold separately.
Well, that's a bunch of hot garbage.
Dude, everyone's trying to get that money, dude.
So, do you have any other leagues that you want to highlight?
Like I'll highlight the fact that I got my ass whooped in let's see here. In one of my own in two leagues that I commissioned, one of my charity leagues, in my own charity league, the Philanthropy Throwdown, I'm 3-9.
Oh, okay. That's a rough go. I feel that.
Yeah. The Payday Showdown, which is a money league that I'm hosting, that freaking I don't know why I chose just fucking give away money. It's not a good idea. But yeah, I am 3-9 in that one. I shouldn't be winning my own fan leagues anyways. Like that's just weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, outside of that, our shout out to the Black Lives Matter League. I'm in the Adam Toledo Vision. In that one, 3-9.
3-9.
Yep.
God, I feel that I'm in 6 leagues this year, which is the most I've done. The Stream League is just a bunch of streamers that I've met through Twitch, and we're actually that league was tight. I was supposed to win last week, but that's an IDP league. So the guy I was playing is my buddy that actually lives in town here with me. He actually tore me apart. Not really. He beat me by 15 points, but I had Taylor Heineke to end last week, and then
you got ripped a new one.
And I missed the win by literally 10, 15 points. It was rough because he had a linebacker score 32 points from pass deflections, tackles, half sacks, all that stuff. So pretty wild how he had just that stroke of luck go through. But I've had it happen to me too. So I get it how it happens, and you can't even be upset about it. You got to be almost more impressed that someone pulled that off with an IDP win. So kudos to my buddy Barrett for that, because that was good. I was happy for him, but I got to play him again in the losers league is what we call it, and I can't remember what the abbreviation is for it, but it's a bunch of it's like a streamer league 2.0 essentially. I am sitting in second or third place in the West Division via the ESPN app. And that league is tight. Every week at this point is a must-win to get into the playoffs.
What's the league?
It's called the Losers League.
Okay. Is it like a reverse like scoring type of thing?
I can pull it up right now, actually.
Like if you got like pretty much like the sucky kind of guys like sucky type of players.
Oh
like
no. That
okay.
I can see where you would get that from the name. The abbreviation that came with that name was made by Hophead Ed from Normcore Gaming, and we came up with this this year. We both commissioned it, and then I gotta find the abbreviation for it, because it says "Welcome to the League of Specially Elected Ragey Streamers or Podcasters." That's where the name comes from. It's the division I'm in that league is Ed is in the top spot at 9-3. Ertzlocker's at 7-5. I'm sitting at 6-6. And then behind me is Springwood Slashers at 5-7, and Havoc King, which is Barrett from Red Zone Fantasy Football. He is sitting at 4-8, so that's tight. I mean, every week's a must win. So I'm in playoff contention in there. I'm basically out of playoff contention in the Streamer League. In the Deadlight League, which is another league, this one's just more for fun than anything. This is ran by a good friend of mine named Callisto. My record in this league is 7-5, and then I'm sitting in the top spot for first with the Silverdale Comets, and then Team Turner, who I played last week, is 6-6. Denver Pirates are 6-6, and the Atlanta Falcons are 5-7. So it's actually really tight in that league as well. I'm in second or third place in my Yahoo league. And I'm in a really must-win spot there, because there's basically a 3 or 4-way tie for the playoff spots right now. I'm a game ahead right now, and I'm playing one of the guys this weekend. So if I can actually get that win over him, I can knock him almost basically out of playoff contention, because he's sitting in 5th right now. And then in another league I joined, I am 9-3 in the Big Boy League. I'm playing my roommate this week, actually. So we're going to have a fun time with that.
I'd be walking down the hall,
just
rolling him. Yeah, just fucking with him. I'd also be awkwardly overly nice. Like, hey man, you want a beer? You can have my last beer, bro.
You should drop Antonio Gibson. Just slowly work things in.
Well, I'd be fucking with them. I'd be I would just be trolling them. I would just be playing with them. I had a coworker, back when I was allowed to play in my home league. Once I kind of fucking became a podcaster, I was like, yo, you guys are seriously not gonna trade with me. You're not gonna do. No, you know too much. You're the podcaster. So I eventually was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. You're not even fun to play with anymore. I left because they wouldn't trade with me, bro. They wouldn't trade with me or anything. Yeah,
I get it.
So no, one of the things I would do, I would walk up to my homie Wynn's desk, whenever whenever we would face off against each other that week, and I would just be super overly nice. I'm hey man, I brought you coffee, and he'd be like, well, why are you being nice to me? And then he'd eventually figure it out, oh shit, we play each other this week.
What'd you poison my food with?
Bro, I would so mess with him, and I'd get in his head. I'd start making trades with other people in the league. I'd go after players that I knew that he wanted. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
He's been he was all jacked about this week going into it, but then now that we're here, I don't know how jacked about it he is now because he lost.
You know what?
He lost Debo Samuel.
Consider it. Look, cheers again, brother. Consider
Cheers.
it your fucking birthday win.
Yeah, let's get it. All right, so enough for the fantasy aspect. We love to do that in this show, and we love to do that on Robbie's show. But let's actually talk about some specific teams, some issues that are going on, possibilities that could be going on in the NFL. Possibly first-time Super Bowl winners. We're going to cover our favorite teams. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowgirls, whatever you want to call them. The Cincinnati Bengals, and let's just start right there with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Really quick. You know what Dallas rhymes with?
What does it rhyme with?
Phallus, because they're just dicks. Hey, I'm good. All right, I'm done.
That's good. I got a joke. I'm gonna hold it until we get to Dallas because it's good for it.
Don't worry. Yeah, no,
it's good for it. So let's talk about the Bengals. This team goes from losing Joe Burrow last year to getting him back this year, fully healthy, and this dude can ball. We've seen him have some big games this year. I know you like to call them the Bungles, and I love that.
At least a laugh.
and I love that you call them that because it is funny.
I used to.
Why don't you now?
Because they earned my respect. So I'm like,
okay, all right.
I'm like I was explaining this to the homie Drop the Mic FF last night. We got done with our AMA, and like I was talking to him, and I was like, bro, I remember when I was a kid, and when like you're a kid, you don't know shit about football, You have no idea what a slot receiver is when you're 4 years old, bro.
Nothing.
Like if your 4-year-old can point out the mic on the defense, that kid's going places.
Get him in the sport.
Yeah, you got freaking mini Sean McVay right there. Okay. I remember being a kid, and I always used to think like, man, like you know how you think like the meanest looking team like should always win.
Yep.
And like I was like, man, the team with the tiger stripes, like they're so cool, like da 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 da. And like my dad eventually would break my heart.
They suck.
Yeah, he's like, son, they suck. I was like, really? Like, wow.
No way.
Like for a team with some vicious ass tiger stripes, they got their asses kicked.
Dude, I don't even know why I picked the Vikings. But yeah, go on. Go ahead and answer. What are your thoughts on the Bengals?
Yeah, to answer your question, I'm a closet Bengals fan. You can tell that I like pain because my real team is Washington.
Yeah, right. I feel that. I'm a Vikings fan.
If Joe Burrow can will this team, yet this great city of Cincinnati, the hometown hero from Athens, Ohio, to take the shitty Bengals to at least a playoff win.
Right.
All those years of Marvin Lewis and Andy Dalton and Carson Palmer, and they couldn't get it done, and that team was actually good. The Ocho Cinco years and the A.J. Green years when A.J. Green was, like, good. Go all the way back to when they had Boomer as their quarterback back in the 90s. Like, we were just freshly born then, you know?
Right.
Like, if it's Burrow that does it,
this team's wildly good. I mean, what's kind of throwing me off, like, and I'm sure it has you too, is like, because me and you, I remember on the Sports Me app that you guys can see up there and you can download in the Apple and Android stores.
You should, because I'm part owner of it.
Hell yeah. Download that app, go in there and get more takes of this. But me and Robbie were going back and forth, I think, on a few posts about. I mean, we were on the same page, but other people would be going back and forth with us about Joe Mixon and how he's, he's gonna be a terrible running back this year. Stay away from him. That was our stance on it. Joe Mixon's tearing it up this year, and he's making us shut our mouths. Like,
everyone but me. It is deal, Screw Joe Mixon over here. Okay, look.
You still on it?
Yes. Bro, when I get on a freaking soapbox, when I stand on that shit, I stand on that shit. I am not no. Like, yes, he's good, but no.
I've been very impressed with Jamar Chase. We all knew he was going to be good, and we were all hoping that he was going to have like the same type of year that Justin Jefferson had coming in, like after week 2, and he's doing exactly that. I mean, he's making it actually very frustrating in fantasy if you're a wide receiver stock owner in Cincinnati for, T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, because those guys aren't getting the ball as much anymore. Like, and it's tough. It's thin. So,
yeah.
That's my thoughts on the Bengals. I think they're for real. I think they're a team that you don't sleep on every week. That's my thought.
No, dude, yeah. Like all right, so as we know, I can be a bit of a degenerate. I'm really good at this thing called gambling.
He is good. He gives good advice. He's almost had a bunch of parlays and hits.
Exactly, yeah. Like I have literally hit a 10-leg death parlay this season. And I think that I'm really confident that I might hit one again this week. Like, I'm super confident with the way the lines are and the way the odds are, just matchups and so on and so forth. The amount of cash that I have gotten off of Cincinnati this year. Like,
that's been your team.
Yeah, dude, because coming into the season, they were dogs for like the first 3, 4, 5 straight weeks.
Right.
Like you could always pick them as the underdog.
I agree. 100%.
I came into the season having a gut feeling about 2 teams that I was like, these will be the 2 teams that I'm gonna stamp that I'm going to make cash off of, and it was the Bengals and the Raiders, who we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we are gonna talk about the Raiders. So that's a hefty team to talk about there.
Shout out to the 6 watching. Guys, drop a comment. Say what's up.
Welcome to the chat, guys. Welcome in.
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Beer. Talk to us, guys.
Yeah. Let's move on to cheers.
Cheers, man. I'm happy to be celebrating your birthday with you, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was so fun. We went out into this axe throwing bar.
I saw on Snapchat.
It was a good time, and then literally my buddy came out. Literally, just he knows what I can't handle. He came out and he goes, "I'm gonna get you guys a round of shots of tequila," and I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, and he's like, "But then I gotta go back and study." So he left. He buys a round and he goes back to his door. He goes back to his house, and like he takes the shot with us though. That was the cool part about it. He's one of my best friends, and I literally, dude, tequila and I just Uncle Tito's never invited to the party. Like,
Uncle Tito's
Cousin Jameson doesn't get to come around anymore. We don't allow those guys around the house.
You know me, man. I rum and beers, bro. Rum and beers.
So I had all these. I had a decent amount of beer, but like we were at each place for a while, and then all of a sudden he comes here, gets us a round of shots of tequila, and I'm at the table, dude. And I don't got a poker face for that stuff. I can't I about puked at the table.
Dude, hey, we got to get you to come to the Fantasy Football Expo, bro, in August.
Oh, I want to so bad.
Bro, when I tell you 3 days, so like I live here in Colorado Springs. Like, I live at elevation. I shit you not. When I went down to sea level for 3 days, all I did was just drink. I think I threw up like once, and then I was good.
It's the liquor that gets me, man.
Bro, when I got on my flight to leave Canton, Ohio, to come back to Colorado Springs, hey, when I got to Colorado, it was the most painful shit because
you told me about this.
Dude, yeah, all the liquor that I drank and all the alcohol, like all the beer, everything, it's the more I went up in elevation, it all started to come back. Bro, so when I get to Colorado, and I didn't drink on the flight or anything, like when I tell you 3 days straight, like I was done. Like I was done. Bro, when I get back to Colorado, I shit you not. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Why can I barely stand? Everything came back. Like everything, I was drunk, bro. I was drunk all over again without even drinking. It was tough. It took me like 2-3 days to be able to finally like fucking come down. Like it was the weirdest feeling ever. Yeah.
I know that. We went to the last little sidebar here. We went to Frisco, Texas. My best friend and I did. That year we committed to it. We're like, all right, we're gonna go to Texas. If they win, if they go to the championship, we're going. So then we were in Fargo, and we ended up being at the Montana State game where they won to go to Frisco. And we looked at each other and we're like, are we still doing this? And he's like, yep. So we called some of our other buddies that were gonna go, and they all kind of bailed. They were like, no, we can't make it. We can't go. But so me and him ended up going. I mean, it was like a 2.5-day bus trip from North Dakota down to Texas. And then it was so fun, though, because, like, it was a party bus all the way there. They had, like, vodka gummy bears. Like, it was such a fun time. And then we got down to Texas, right? So then my buddy and I, we go out to this bar called Side Street, I think is what it was called. And it was awesome. Like, it was a really, really cool bar. Like, we met some people that we're still friends with to this day, because we stayed out with them until 2 in the morning, and then we were supposed to be up at 5 to go to the stadium, their Toyota Stadium, and we went to Whataburger. And we talked about, like, it was the coolest thing.
Whataburger's so fucking
like,
good.
We went to Whataburger because we had never been there. We stole the number and everything. We stole the number, like, because
adventures with Mike.
So we did that, and then we went to the game, and we're like, it was so cold, dude. I'm not lying. Coming from North Dakota, it was so cold in Frisco, Texas. I think it was like 20 degrees. And there was, like, ice on the ground and snow. And we're like, it's like we didn't leave the state. So then we put on our clothes, and my buddy, we put on just a bunch of extra clothes. And my buddy goes, I'm not sitting in this bus for the next 4 hours for tailgating. I'm going out and tailgating. So me and him, I got pictures of it on Facebook and everything. Like, we went out and we tailgated. And
man, I could not live up in that cold-ass area, bro.
God,
hey, yo, in Callisto, I used to mess with a chick down in Greeley. Yo, Aurora Greeley's dope. Like, dope.
Yeah, it was.
All right, let's get back to football.
Yeah, let's get back to football. So, speaking of first times, instead of going to Texas, let's talk about the first time a team might get to go to the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
let's look at these teams that have never won a Super Bowl, and they're on the list up in the top left. We have the Houston Texans.
It's really cool that you did that.
I think you can do probably like a healthy scratch on the Texans. That didn't happen this year. The Tennessee Titans, they're kind of up in the air. Minnesota Vikings, I would say for me they're up in the air. Buffalo Bills, this is going to be all sound the same, up in the air. The Cleveland Browns, I would say they're a healthy scratch going into the rest of the season. The Falcons are a healthy scratch, but I don't know what they did with Cordell Patterson, but that boy can play football again.
Yeah, exactly.
We already talked.
I want the Bengals.
We already talked with Cincy, and Cincy could do it. Cincy could make a push if they keep playing the way they're playing. Detroit, let's not talk about it. I'm sure the fans don't want to talk about it either.
Funny story about Detroit. When I first started podcasting, bro, I got an email from PETA because I made a fucking Detroit Lions animal abuse joke. Like, I wake up the next morning and like PETA's just like, no, like, please don't do that.
You can't bully the Motor City Kitties like that. You know what I mean? By the way, as a Vikings fan, we own you. We're the Lion Tamers.
Them and you and all the other 31 fucking or 30 teams in the NFL.
Division wise, we own you. Just know that. We live in your head rent free every year. Carolina, they're not making it.
No.
We're gonna talk more about that in a bit. The Chargers are shocking me and John every week in good ways and bad ways, and
Isn't John a Chargers fan?
John is a huge Chargers fan. Yep. His whole
Isn't he
thing.
like, yo, Chargers fans are like unicorns. Like, you realize John's like a fucking unicorn, right? Like,
He is. He is a unicorn of a fan and a unicorn of a man. We love
yeah.
John here.
Like, think about it. Think about it. You don't meet Chargers fans.
It was kind of random, and actually, he already saw it. This is his Christmas gift. It's a signed Melvin Gordon helmet that I won.
Oh, dope.
So he's gonna come up to North Dakota at some point, and I'm gonna give that to him. So it'll be a good time.
You're the only person that I've ever met that lives in North Dakota, by the way. I just want to put that.
I didn't choose it.
I didn't choose this shit.
Let's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, they're not good this year.
Duval.
And then
Of course, I'm gonna have to remember that next time I
The
talk to my nephew.
and the Arizona Cards for me, they're up in the air still.
Possible.
They're very possible to do it this year. If Kyler Murray and everyone gets healthy, that's a dangerous team. That's my thoughts. You want to do your run through?
So, are we just talking like the first team out of any and all of these to ever like it doesn't have to necessarily be like this year. It can be like, you and I are going to be friends for a very long time. This isn't going to be the only time that we talk about this topic, I'm sure.
Right.
So, like, if we're just talking about a pure, straight-out race of who can get there first.
Okay.
What I realistically think that could happen, I think that Arizona underneath Kyler Murray could do it. I also think that the Bills could be there as well. I holistically believe that the Chargers are cursed.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, when that happens for them. Like, the Browns have been around since the birth of football, practically. Like,
right.
And still can't get there. I don't think that it.
And I feel bad for them, man. Like,
yeah, it's like, yo, your team is practically as old as the damn ball itself.
they should age the oldest football that's still around and see.
Yeah, they are the oldest. Them and the Chiefs, the Chiefs, because the Chiefs were around with the AFL.
Yep.
But man, poor Browns. The Falcons are too busy coming up short and choking. The fact that
all the time.
The fact that an Atlanta sports team this year in the freaking Braves even got a World Series is a shock. Like, who would have thought that the city of Atlanta would have ever gotten anything, period, in terms of a championship? So
you can't even say the words 28-3 anymore. That just stinks too much.
Yeah, oh gosh, it hurts for Atlanta. The Vikings are always just a field goal away.
Yep.
That was a Gary Anderson joke.
Yeah, I know. 1998. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh, I went there. Let's see. I want Cincinnati. What I want is Cincinnati, though. Like, what I really want is fucking Cincinnati. And see, here's the way that I want it to happen. I want it to be like the craziest, like, shit that no one would expect. I want two teams that people have always just roasted and made fun of.
Yeah, I agree.
Give me Washington and Cincinnati. Give me Washington and Cincinnati in a freaking Super Bowl. Oh,
I've always wanted, like, if the Vikings are in it, I've always wanted it to be another team that hasn't won it. You know what I mean? I think there's something special about getting to watch a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Where, like, it's all the marbles, man. Like, they both haven't been here in a bit or ever. Like, it's time for them to win it, Like, that's, for me, like, that's high stakes, and that'd be a really fun game to watch, and I don't think you're going to get a boring Super Bowl out of that. Like, my ideal one, I think, would probably be, if it involved my team, would be Minnesota and Buffalo. That'd be a fun game. But Josh Allen seems to have our number, so I think we lose.
Yeah, there's that. Like, I don't know. Buffalo always comes up with heartbreak. I mean, but it would mean so much to the city of Buffalo. Like, that team really represents that city.
Yeah. I've actually
Like,
thought about that, like also for like the Vikings too, as well. With like obviously the last couple of years have been very difficult for the world between COVID and everything else that's been going on.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at like life just in general. Like I feel like the state of Minnesota and then Minneapolis as a whole, like it would be
Could use
huge.
it.
It would.
Yeah.
It's something that the city needs. It's like a positive thing, you know.
Yeah.
I guess my picks that could do this the fastest right now. I think the Titans are running out of time. Obviously now Derrick Henry's got that big injury, so we'll see.
It's really like the fact that there's rumors that he could come back for them for the playoffs.
Right.
It's not, and he's never had like an injury bug like ever. You
Right.
know,
I
he'll be fine.
think the your top runners right now are for a playoff run, at least this year, and just in general to do it with the players that are there. I'm saying probably Minnesota, Arizona, or Buffalo. Because I look at these rosters and I see Arizona with Kyler Murray, Chase Edmonds is a baller when he's playing. It's too bad they don't have Kenyon Drake anymore. To be honest, I thought he was a good fit in Arizona. Drake, I thought he was a great fit in Arizona. I mean D Hop. I mean, come on, that's a healthy roster. AJ Green, once they get going, that could be lethal. But then you look at the underrated roster that you have in Buffalo. I think they're very under the radar for how good they are. From Josh Allen, his athletic ability is top notch. He's right there with Mahomes. And then you get that sneaky little guy named Cole Beasley who seems to have big games every once in a while. He's always there. And you got Stephon Diggs there now. I mean, and then the use of their running backs hasn't been great, but I feel like if they can get Matt Breida going, that'd be good.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do you think if the Chargers were to win a ring, that it would gain them bandwagon fans? It would get them some
100%.
fans.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone would be a
They're,
Chargers fan for the next year.
they're like the you know how like LA has like the Lakers and the Clippers,
Yep.
and like everyone's a Lakers fan.
Yep.
The Chargers are the Clippers of the of that city of the NFL. They're like
I mean, like I get it, like
Lakers
because
for them.
when I was a kid and I was really into the NBA at the time, and I fell in love with the team when they had Shaq and Kobe, and they were just fun to watch.
Exactly, yeah.
So
Yeah.
like I have a poster of it actually downstairs in my basement. So like, I mean, I was a Lakers fan for a little bit there. LA is one of those teams that's just it's easy to jump on. It seems like when they're having a good time, but like when they're not having a good time, it's like, hey, I don't want to have this. I don't want to have a shitty time either. So they just
I
leave,
think that, yeah, I think if they win, they win. Then you're just gonna see like a shit ton of like powder blue just come out the woodwork. It's like, where the fuck did all these Chargers jerseys come
who are
from?
you
It's like-
guys? Like, and it's cool like when you see like a real fan because my buddy has been a Buccaneers fan his entire life, right? His entire life, and then last year when they signed Brady, I was like, huh. So we talked on the phone and we talked about what our thoughts were on it. And he was like, what do you think? I was like, I think that they either win it all or they don't make the playoffs. And he was like, I agree. So then they obviously go win a Super Bowl. And then, he didn't even buy a Brady jersey. His wife bought a Brady jersey for him. And then, so what a night. Jenny, we love Jenny. She's great. Maddie, if you're listening, you got a good wife, good family to get you that Tom Brady jersey. But I mean, the jersey he had was Jameis Winston's jersey for years, dude.
I like how you said it, like yo, you got a good wife, for doing that, because I feel like that was like kind of like because me, I would have been like, because motherfucker, I would have never done that shit for you. Obviously, jokingly though.
Because he can't. He's got to be grateful because I had a Buccaneers helmet, just like this Melvin Gordon one. I had one, and I was like, I don't appreciate this helmet as much as the right person should. So
that's a beautiful thing.
we were at Christmas last year, and I had it in a bag, and I was like, Jenny, come out here really quick. So Jenny came out, and she's like, no way, you're gonna give him that? I was like, yeah.
Such a good person.
And she's like, why are you giving that to him? I was like, I don't like Cameron. Like, I have no attachment to this team. Like, I like Cameron Brate, but like, so I ended up giving him a signed Cameron Brate helmet. And I gave it to him for Christmas, and like, I think that dude is about to cry.
Oh, look, see, ladies and gentlemen, that are watching the show, all the nerds that are checking out Mike and I right now, like, that's one thing that's like really dope about like just this man in general. Like he's like a really good, genuine person.
Thanks, man.
Like,
I appreciate
for real, dude. And I noticed that about like our community though, like in general, like a lot of us are like really like that. Don't get me wrong, there's some dicks, but a lot of us.
Yeah. There is. We all know that. Well, speaking of playoffs, let's talk about who's not going to make it.
Playoffs. Yeah,
playoffs. Like playoffs. Let's talk about who's not going to make it. And we're used to seeing this as on the outside looking in. But, to all the fans of this team, they're always them boys, and it's always their year. Let's do the Dallas. And what I call the Dallas, this is what I think the Dallas is. And I could be wrong on this, so I'll move my chair here. All right, I'm going to step away from my mic. So, basically, what I think the Dallas is like they go up, they get a dance partner, right? And their dance partner sees somebody better looking and they leave. And then they get like halfway through it, and they're like, well, I tried. You know what I mean? So they're just kind of like two-stepping on their own, and, if you're in Alabama, with someone else.
Oh my.
So that's the Dallas. I call that the Dallas. I think that's like their best dance move they got going on there. So, and I think they're about to do that right now. They've dropped 3 of the last 4. The Eagles are kind of getting hot a little bit. The Washington football team is definitely hot right now. The Giants are winning games right now. What's going on in the NFC East, and why do the Cowboys do this every year?
So I always tell Dallas fans this every year. They're like, yeah, like this is our year. Da, 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 da. I'm like, you guys realize what you do in November and December, right? Like, look, just because you can play football in September and fucking October does not mean that you can play for like the rest of the season, like when it really matters. Dallas fans have to realize that down the stretch, they just let it all fall apart. They just let it all fall to shambles, okay? Now, this team is going to be having Amari Cooper a go tonight.
I hope.
So, I mean, there is that. I don't know, man. I feel
like a bad football fan. I don't even know the matchups this week. So who's Dallas playing this week? I haven't looked at any football.
They're playing the Saints tonight.
Okay. Oh, they play the Saints.
Yeah. They're playing the Saints tonight. And if Dallas loses this game, which they shouldn't,
but they could.
Exactly. If Dallas loses this game, because Sean Payton is that damn good of a coach.
He is.
Dallas fans, get ready to kiss your season goodbye.
I agree. I think with the Cowboys dropping 3 of the last 4, it is alarming, and there is a panic button that you got to start hitting. And I think a lot of people don't want to hit it yet, and like everyone's like, oh, well, it's not that big a deal. But like we were in week 9 not that long ago, and we were in our fantasy football chat, and one of our friends named Wally was in the. We always roast each other pretty bad in that chat. I'm not gonna lie, but
I remember. Yeah,
we were going this night, and I was like, "There is 9." I said, "There is a whole lot more football to play. It is week 9," and he was like, "Well, we're guaranteed the 1 seed and this and that. And like we're gonna get at least 13 wins." I said, "Are you high?" Like, dude, like
I am.
I was hold on. like just suited and booted, you know, like I was like, bro, like you got to slow down here, like they got a lot of tough games coming up, and he's like, Denver's not that tough. I was like, Denver has a good defense, man. Like, believe it or not, their defense is always good, and they lost to Denver.
Dallas got fucked by the horses.
Holy God, dude! And now they've lost 3 out of the last 4. So, I think we're gonna witness them do the Dallas, and they're gonna go back to that 500 record and maybe not even make the playoffs.
Speaking of horses, did you know that Totoro is made out of horse semen?
I did.
Do you know that there's someone's job to have to get that and to make it into Totoro? Like, I feel bad for that.
My roommate does some of that stuff, dude.
Wait,
he's a rancher.
Oh, guys. It's like, hey, the NFL players need more Totoro. Go jack off that horse. Like, what? All right.
Okay, we got to... Callisto, I don't think I needed to know that. What we do need to know about, though, and Robbie knows an awful lot about it because we're gonna get sidebarred here again. Is let's talk about the Washington football team, and look at that man wearing number 4, like doing his best Brett Favre impression, and by God, is it believable? Like
that is a beautiful human being,
dude. Can I just say something before you go into this? When the Vikings let him go, I was like, hold up. We're going to keep Sean Mannion, and we're going to get rid of Taylor Heineke for breaking a window and having an injury. That is stupid. So that's why the Vikings got rid of him, as a lot of people don't know that, actually, is the Vikings had him.
I never knew that.
He was with the Vikings for a little bit, I think for 2 seasons.
No, he was with Carolina.
And he was on the practice squad. So then what happened is he went out partying, and he punched a window. And he, like, cut his forearm up. Right, he cut his forearm up really bad, and it was his throwing arm, so he had to have surgery and all this, and he was fine. So then Minnesota was like, "Oh, we're gonna cut ties," and every Vikings fan was like, "We're gonna keep this 37-year-old backup quarterback who's got bricks for feet. We're gonna get rid of Taylor Heineke." That's what we're doing. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing. So they got rid of him, and he went to the XFL for a bit, and then he went to Carolina. And then he went to the XFL, and then he got signed by the Washington football team because they needed a quarterback. So
yep.
And then we lead to you.
He is like, okay. I knew that we had something special in Taylor last year during the playoffs when we almost sent Tampa bye-bye. We sent Tampa bye-bye. Do you realize like how much that changes? We were the only ones that gave Tom competition, and then came back this year, had to face the Bucs and lose our best defensive player, and still we held Brady under to 220 yards.
The guy is a baller, man. Like, he just puts the whole game on the line, and he's learning. Like, I watched all of last week's game.
He plays very Brett Favre-ish, and that scares me.
Yeah, he's that Iron Man mentality. He learned to slide, though. He's learning to slide and go out of bounds and make better decisions. And they were talking about that during the broadcast last week. I watched that whole game because of you. I'm like, man, like, I like this team. Like, they're fun to watch. I like Taylor Heineke. I could see a Taylor Heineke in my jersey in my closet, dude. He's good. He's a good player.
He's good. He's really good. I like what we're doing. Our organization behind the scenes is shit. Right. But I'm there for my guys on the field. But I mean, dude, like Heineke, Terry McLaurin, like dude, one of the F1 best receivers when it comes to when it comes to contested catch. For those who don't know, I interviewed McLaurin. He's a homie. I hope that this team can do something. We've been saying since practically fucking 2010 that we're just a quarterback away. We're a quarterback away.
Right.
You know, this team always gets right on the precipice. We haven't had playoff win in years, like forever. We just for us to get a playoff win.
You have the
Like,
one team that like me and John don't actually give a hard time. Like in the NFC East, we call the NFC East the NFC least,
see
like a lot of
least,
people do.
yeah.
But like the Washington football team is always one of those teams that just they find ways to be competitive. Like so, let's talk future of the Washington football team, right? Obviously, it's kind of up in the air. I'm gonna say if I was a Washington football team, you ride with Taylor Heineke, like that's your quarterback, and like I don't see why you would make a big change like that to your offense in the offseason when he's playing the way he's playing, and you got to develop him. Like he's still a young quarterback. Like
He's 27 now.
yeah, so it's like you got to develop him, you got to give him time, and he's clearly learning how to play this game at a higher level. He's making smarter decisions. I think you roll with Taylor Heineke and you get Antonio Gibson going at running back. I think you're set. Where are you at with it?
You keep Heineke. You still continue the search to see if you find a guy. Like, because Washington wants to win.
Right.
Like, Washington wants to win. Like, the fans, the city want to win.
Absolutely.
You know, our Nationals won in 2019 against the cheating Astros.
They did.
We had the Capitals a couple years ago before that. This area wants champions. You know, the Wizards are starting, kind of, get it together a little bit. This area wants champions.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel that. I'm laughing because I feel that. Like like as a Vikings fan, like being in that city and being in that stadium, we can relate, man. It's hard. It's hard watching all these other teams win so much, and like you just like it's kind of like as a fan, you're just like, can we just get one? Like just one. Like
yeah.
I'm 28 years old now. Like I haven't seen my team play in the Super Bowl once. Meanwhile, mostly all my friends have all seen their team at least make it to the Super Bowl. You know, like it gets to a point where you're like, this is frustrating. You're like,
yeah, it is frustrating, bro. Like 27 years now for my team, and we were on a roll. We had back in the 90s, we had 3.
yeah,
Like we had 3.
yeah.
We were to be feared.
And I could be wrong. Didn't they have like basically like a whole like season of like replacement players too?
Yeah.
Like,
dude, it was like
it's wild.
like
Absolutely
and now,
insane. Because there like a lockdown.
I think like back in like the 80s or some shit.
Yeah, there's a football lockout, and then like for that team. And then, like, they had a bunch of just nobodies come and play, and they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's wild. That's crazy to think about.
Bro, freaking Doug Williams, first African-American QB to win a
Yes,
Super Bowl.
yeah.
Like, we need to freaking get back to greatness. I demand greatness out of the burgundy and gold. And
you bleed it. You'd know it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, it's close. Like we need to get rid of Dan Schneider.
Mm-hmm.
Big Daddy Bezos, come by us.
Big Daddy Bezos. Callisto. The players strike in the 80s. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to hear what your coverage on the Washington football team was this year, and that's good to hear that you're happy with them.
I got passion. By the way, it was a lot of pressure for my article that I had. So I'm the Monday Night Football writer, prop bet writer for Dr. Roto, and I cover props on Monkey Knife Fight. My very first time having to as a publicized sports journalist, having to cover my own team for prime time, and the fact that I hit on every prop that I covered, bro.
That's good.
It felt so good. It felt so right. But yeah.
I love it. I'm going to talk about a little bit like what I'm passionate about here as well while we're on the subject of like fandom and just like supporting our team. I found this great graphic of this guy right here, Kirk Cousins. Like my thoughts on him. Just oh, hold on a second. I think I have that.
Still got that drop. Like we have that drop.
So Kirk, I think, has done everything he's been asked of coming to Minnesota. I think that he's had a couple of tough situations since he's been here. I'm just gonna say it. As much as I love Stephon Diggs, I think he was a terrible teammate his last year. And I can say that because Stephon Diggs said it himself. I mean, I remember that year. He was giving Kirk a hard time on the sideline every game. Well, get open. You know what I mean? And he'll throw it to you. Like it's not. That's how that works. Is you get open, the ball's going to come your way. I think Stephon has grown up a lot, and I think he realizes that this is more of a team game now. Like that's why he's okay with Beasley and all these other guys getting the looks when he's not open. But when he was in Minnesota, he was very young. He was new to the NFL, new to the league. He was on that rookie contract, and the Vikings even paid him. They paid him. I think he became like the highest paid wide receiver for a short time.
Yeah, I mean,
and
but the Vikings are better off now having Justin Jefferson.
And they are. It was a fair trade between Buffalo and Minnesota. The way it went down, I think it worked out for the best of both worlds. I'm glad Stephon's happy now because I do love him as a football player. I want to sign jersey. It's hanging out in my basement actually. I like Diggs. So I don't want anyone to think I don't like Diggs because I love Stephon Diggs. He's a great football player. One of my favorites that I've gotten to grow up and watch and see him progress in the league. But the biggest thing with his relationship with Kirk was they were always bickering, and I don't think that the two's dynamic worked that great. So I mean, you had that happen, and then he loses Stephon Diggs, and now he gets Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Dalvin Cook, Alexander Mattison, Tyler Conklin.
England is going off this season.
You got just a crazy amount of talent on this roster, right? So what I'm passionate about with this Vikings team is the decisions that we're making in these big games that can win games and lose games. And me and Robbie actually were talking on the phone before we started recording about this because we both have opinions, and I can't wait to hear what Robbie has to say about it. But for me, I think Zimmer's made some good ones, but I think he's made more bad ones than good ones this week.
A lot of bad, shitty choices.
We should, I think, in my opinion, we should be maybe 11-0 or 10-1 after last week with the San Francisco 49ers game. I think that we've had a major issue with using our timeouts improperly, running the clock down improperly. I mean, against Green Bay, I would have done the same thing and not given Aaron Rodgers the ball back with another minute and a half. I get that. I'm not going to argue that one. That makes sense. You don't give the ball back to Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he did it in one play in the same game, like one pass. It was like a 67-yard touchdown or something like that. You just can't give that guy anything because he's so good. He's one of the best to ever play. But with the Vikings, for me, it's Mike Zimmer needs to adapt to a better style of coaching. And what me and John talked about last week was if the Vikings were to move on from Mike Zimmer, the two guys I would like to do well, potentially as a head coach for the Vikings in the future, which I don't see anything like changing in the future, to be honest. But I would strongly suggest the Vikings pursue Eric Bieniemy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
The other one, John actually really perked my ears up to it. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was the head coach at LSU, and he's worked with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. He's an offensive coordinator in the league.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name. It slips my mind. But if we could get him as a head coach, because he's a coordinator, he's an offensive coordinator in the league. I think it might be for the Bengals, actually. I could be totally wrong. I just can't remember who it is. But he's worked with JJ. He's worked with Jamar Chase. He knows how to work with Justin Jefferson and get him mixed into the offense. I think it'd be really good because, honestly, I don't like what Clint Kubiak is doing. I think that job was just handed down to him because his dad had the job ahead of him. And I always don't like that in the NFL.
Dude, it's Zimmer. I'm gonna be straight up. It is freaking Zimmer. Zimmer's old ass has became delusional.
He plays like they're in the '80s still, and they're not.
It's not as there's that, and just when the game is on the line, like it's. How do I say when the game is online, like a lot of like the decision making is not up to par.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? As to where it should be. Like he makes decisions that cost the team the game, and it shouldn't.
I can't argue that because I agree with you. That's been my pet peeve the whole season is, we have a kicker. And for years I thought, we got a kicker issue. We got a kicker issue. Oh, let's get a new kicker.
Yeah, you had a kicker issue for damn sure.
But here's the thing. It's not the kicker. It's not. These kickers have gone to other teams and done well, minus Blair Walsh. Daniel Carlson literally said he was willing to wear a diaper last week when went during the Raiders game because he had food poisoning, which I think it shows it's weird, but it shows the commitment that he had to play that game. But like Daniel Carlson was good, and we got rid of him so fast. And I remember in the heat of the moment back when he was missing those kicks, I was like, "God dang kid, like you gotta make you were so good in college, and now you just gotta make the kicks for money." You know what I mean? Like this is your job. You get paid to do this. This is a day at the office for you. But like it was his first year, and Zimmer cut him after I think week 4, and now the Raiders have had him since, and he's a stud. We got this new Greg Joseph kid, which I hope we don't get rid of because he has a hell of a leg. He hit a 56-yarder with ease and with accuracy. Now, how he does outside of it in outdoor weather versus a dome, I guess I'm not really sure off the top of my head stat-wise. But my biggest pet peeve is that I think we need a special teams coaching change because we constantly have bad special teams.
You guys definitely need a head coaching thing or a coaching change.
Like special teams, and I think you get a new offensive coordinator that isn't Clint Kubiak. I don't think his offense works for the entirety of the team. And I think it is Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer is the problem because he coaches
He's old as shit.
He coaches too old-fashioned.
I'm still here.
Okay, you're good. He coaches too old-fashioned for me, and that's the biggest problem I have with it is he doesn't learn, and he constantly gets out-coached, and it's just it's the most frustrating thing to watch week in and week out. And what I even hate the more so of this is the hate that Kirk Cousins gets from one bad play last week when he lined up behind a guard instead of the center. And
no, fuck that. You should know exactly where to
line
up.
He should know, and I'll hold him on that. And I'm not shying away from that because that was a bonehead move and a game time decision. Like that was stupid, right? But you look at his stats the rest of the season. I feel like Kirk's done everything he's supposed to do. This entire season, he drives us down the field to kick a field goal with 1:20 left, and Zimmer goes, "Well, let's run the clock out. We're at the 20-yard line. Not a big deal. Let's just run the clock out and kick a field goal, win the game." Well, if you can't trust your kicker, why are you doing that? It logically makes no sense. So that's my biggest thing. I don't know how long the current special teams coach has been there, Callisto, but that's my thought on the Vikings. We should be 10. We could legitimately be 10-1 if we had a head coach that actually gave a damn in final game time decisions.
Exactly. Doesn't fucking burn timeouts. Doesn't waste clock. Shit like that.
And it's hard because the Packers are sitting at 9-3 with Matt LaFleur, who's a great head coach, and we got Mike Zimmer with such a talented roster. I could go down the list again, but I'm not gonna. The roster's so talented, and we're in such a win now mode with these guys. And Kirk's playing lights out football week in, week out, other than that one stupid ass
He's
move.
no. Yeah, I think at the end of this season, and he's already been having like I think at the end of the season he chooses to step away. I think he chooses yo, I've had enough of this. This team, these situations, these close game situations have already given me health issues. Like I'm
Right,
done.
right.
Like he's done.
I think he stays in Minnesota, but I think that the tension grows between him and Mike Zimmer if Mike Zimmer isn't gone.
I think that Zimmer leaves. I think that Zimmer leaves. Zimmer. I think that
You're
Zimmer
saying Zimmer.
retires.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, yeah, Zimmer.
Zim's got to
Yeah,
go. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. Zimmer's going to retire. I think that he realizes that health wise he cannot do this job anymore. It is too stressful.
And it is a hard job, and I don't want anything bad to happen to Zimmer at all. So, if it's time to walk
That's
away,
what I'm
it's time
saying.
to walk away.
I think this is his last season. I think he walks away straight up. Like that. That's my whole thing.
And he's dating a supermodel now. So you know what?
Wow.
I didn't know that until last week.
Wow. That's fucking mind blowing.
Yeah. What else is mind blowing, my
dumbass
friend?
is still single. Huh?
Me too. Me too. You know what? We'll find a lady down the road. We just don't know when.
We're just gonna let that just slide. Just let it be.
I hope
No,
I hope you get your volume up, because when I say like we're gonna find a lady, we will. Don't worry about it. But
exactly. Yeah.
with Zimmer dating that supermodel, I mean, come on, come on now, man.
That's dope. That's dope.
Let's talk about what else is dope. And what else is surprising is can you say the Raiders for me?
The Raiders.
Can I get it one more time?
The Raiders.
All right, perfect.
I've made a lot of money off of them too.
You have, actually. This has been like your second team. Let's talk about the Raiders just in general. So, Robbie, you'll probably be able to do a better job than me at this because you've been following them a lot more close. Walk us through the Raiders season, like what it's been, where we're at now.
So, the Raiders, things were kind of rough at the beginning with Gruden as their head coach. Upon the removal of Gruden, this team has done a complete 180.
Yes.
And they look damn good. All the money that you paid for, a back like Kenyon Drake, like that's paying off. It sucks, unfortunate about the situation with Ruggs. But even still, you're still figuring out, with your weapons, Hunter Renfrow coming along, helping this team, still win games.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Yeah, Carr is still making the throws. Waller is Waller. But they're starting to spread the ball around, and it's not just so heavy on Waller. This team looks like it could be a contender.
Yeah.
It looks like that their future could be bright. Now that Gruden is completely, gone and out the building. I'm super interested. They have to face my Washington football team this week.
Yep.
I hope that Washington pulls off the upset. You need to record that, Mike. You could use all sorts of situations, even gaming. But the Raiders, but no, like for real. They've impressed me. They've helped me with some paydays, just like the Bengals. I think this team could potentially go pretty far. Maybe they get a playoff win or two. Yeah, I'm excited for the future of Vegas now.
Yeah, I'm in.
Still weird that Vegas has a team.
Yeah, it is weird. I'm in on it too, though. I think that the move is good. I think the stadium is beautiful. From what I've seen, that's a stadium I do put on the bucket list to go see. Right there with SoFi. I want to go to the Saints Superdome, and I want to go to Lambeau really bad. So that's kind of one of those bucket list things, is to go see some of those stadiums, So I think that it would be I believe in the Raiders. I think that getting rid of John Gruden, getting rid of Chucky was the best thing possible. I think the email situation aside was bad enough, but like just the way he was coaching the team was already they were doing good. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like
they were going down the drain either way.
And I think people's careers were at stake when Gruden was the head coach, such as Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a really good quarterback. He's showing he's a good quarterback, that he can play this game at a higher level now, and that he's learned. And whenever we watched him with John Gruden in charge, it was like they just never seemed to mesh or get along. One thing I will commend them on was that Gruden believed in Carr to keep him around this long. But it just never seemed
but there wasn't ever a better option for them. I don't think.
No, not at all. And I think that, obviously that factored into it. But Gruden wasn't the guy to pull out the grit and the talent that Derek Carr has.
Yeah. Before whoever their coach, I can't remember the dude's name. Fuck. Wow, I can't believe it. I can't. Is it Bishotti? Damn it, I cannot remember who their coach is now. But before he had took over, on third downs, Josh Jacobs was only used once in his whole career.
Yeah.
On third down in a passing situation.
And Josh Jacobs is a very good running back.
Yep. And he only had one reception on third down. They never used him. Now they've, now they're kind of mixing it up, between him and Drake, and it's working out for both of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think we're on the same page with Raiders, 100%. What else we're on the same page is Cam Newton's ass getting benched after last week. Let's pull up his stats. L. Just a big old L right on his chest. Come on, man.
Big L. A big L, bro.
You know what I've never liked? I've never liked that Cam Newton can be down by 30 points in the game and he still does the Superman thing if he scores a touchdown.
He'll do the Superman. He'll still hand out a football.
My man, you're down. You're losing.
You're getting your back blown out right now. Don't enjoy this.
What are you celebrating, guy? Did you get there's nothing you're getting hammered on today. You're down by 4 scores. And we've seen it. We've seen those situations with Cam, and that's the hardest thing to accept is that he doesn't care. And when he didn't dive on that ball in the Super Bowl, that shows you he didn't care.
Oh gosh,
that was stupid. Everybody else on your team is putting their body on the line to get that ball because they want to win a championship, and you're just oh no, not me. I can't get hurt. You can't do that. And he goes to New England, and me and John kind of wanted to believe that Cam had football left in him because it's the nostalgia. We've seen him get drafted.
Exactly. Yeah. And he did for a game.
Yeah, and then he goes and he just has his last game. I think he completed 2 passes through 4 picks, less than 50 or 60 yards. It was terrible. It was
it was some sad shit.
I think his quarterback rating was 5. I could be wrong on all these numbers, but Robbie's pulling them up. But
no, I'm not. No, I wasn't. Sorry.
Oh well, I'll pull him up.
He said Robbie's pulling him up, Oh, I'm sorry.
So here's Cam Newton. Last week, if they'll show it to me, he had 5 completions on 21 attempts, 92 yards, a 23.8% completion percentage. He averaged 4.4 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. His longest play was 64 yards with 1 sack with a rating of 5.8 and a QBR rating of 5.4.
That's shit.
Bad. And then his
you
rushing.
You said a 5.4 QBR?
Yeah. 5.4.
Bro, I could go out there and put up a better fucking.
Just keep spiking it. Oh, don't hit me! Don't hit me! Don't hit me! Like,
Like,
I
what
mean,
what did he do all game? Just fucking snil?
I don't even
God
know, dude.
damn.
Like, three rushing attempts, 5 yards
Yo,
out of those 3
5.4
attempts.
QBR. That's the equivalent of fucking writing your name at the top of your SAT. Like, motherfucker, that's like a couple hundred points.
He got an average of 1.7 yards on rushing attempts, 3 attempts, 5 yards, 1 touchdown. His longest rush was 2 yards. Like
That's like the person. That's like the person that won't even dress out for PE. It's like, bro, that's like fucking 50% of your grade. Just put on the damn shorts.
The thing is like I respect Bill Belichick a lot because he like gives these guys a chance that he thinks might still have football in them, right, with the right coach. Because Bill Belichick pulls the best football out of the best football players, which is why we're not going to talk about him today, but like the Patriots are on a 6-game tear right now, and they're outscoring their opponents. It's crazy what the Patriots are doing. You know, like they're probably all playing jump around like I do when I'm watching Red Sox games every week. You know, like Jesus, like I mean they're just messing teams up. But like Bill Belichick pulls the best talent out of the best players, and he tried to get it out of Tim Tebow, and Tim Tebow didn't have any left. And I read a book that Tim Tebow wrote, and that was very good. But it was.
I heard that his book is pretty good.
It's very good. It's just he talks about how at one point in time he got offered a massive deal with Pepsi to do a commercial, and he basically went to Bill because Tim Tebow was a very respectful guy, and he knows that Bill's not big into like the show business aspect of the football world. And he said, "Hey Bill, like, hey coach, what do you think about me signing this commercial deal with Pepsi for the NFL season?" And all Bill told him was, "Hey Timmy, I don't think you should do that. I you know, that's all he said. He said, I don't think that'd be a good thing. I think it's a bit of a distraction because we don't know what's going to happen with this team this year because it was still preseason stuff, you know." So yeah. They kept going and going and going, and then Tim Tebow respected his coach's wishes. He turned down a multi-million-dollar deal with Pepsi, and to try and make the roster because that's the type of guy that Tim Tebow is, and he didn't make it. And obviously now Tim Tebow is a really good analyst. So, he's decent. I think there's worse out there for sure.
My thing is with Tebow is how. Really? Like Tim, all right. You know how like you and I we can like kind of like you know joke back and forth with each other and shit. Like you know we make you know. Yeah. I feel like if I joked with Tim Tebow, he would cry. Like I can't have a beer with Tim Tebow. Like he's gonna be like, no, but you know what we can go do? You know, have you heard about our good Lord? And I'll be like, Tim, knock the fuck off. Go sit your ass over there and fucking kneel in the corner. Like, no, fuck that. So yeah,
you know,
like
I could just like picture it now, just like you and him in a booth, and like you're just like say some raunchy shit, and then all of a sudden he's like, you know, let's change the subject back over to the football game though about you know like.
I'm like, no, Tebow, I want to eat the Hooter chick's ass. Like, gosh.
And like you go like, let's go to commercial break, and you're like, yo, man, you got to lighten up. Like,
oh yeah.
But yeah, so on Cam Newton, obviously his career could be in once again in jeopardy of playing football.
That's what the fuck is
yeah, this has been a very roller coaster year for Cam. As this picture, this is taken from last week's game when he was getting benched. This is the moment he got benched, actually.
Yo, at least, what I was ready for Cam to say about like getting benched. I was so ready for him to be like, remember, I was ready for him to be like, what it was, you know, I can't play the same because of the COVID shot. Or like, remember when Deontay Wilder was like, the reason why Tyson Fury knocked me out is because the weight of my suit. It's like, like I was ready for Cam to pull out some shit like that. It's like, no,
like my hat just blocked my big sun hat I wore in today just blocked my vision so much I didn't get enough vitamin D. I had a bad game. Something just like off the wall, stupid. like the interviewers are just like in the back of the room, just like
exactly like
what?
I'm fucking done with Cam, bro.
Just like every news reporter just like walks out of the room. Did that guy just? I'm not putting that on paper. Like.
It's like, the fuck did you just say? You just got one person in the back, like, the fuck did you just say?
Excuse me? You just blame that loss on vitamin D?
You expect us to believe this?
I can't print this. Just slams himself in the media.
Freaking TMZ would eat it up.
Yeah, fast. What else has been getting eaten up though, Robbie, over the course of the season? And I don't know where you're at on it, but I know where I'm at on it. Is that I have never played a fantasy season where I have seen so many injuries.
Bro,
like this is wild. Like
you could fill a fucking medical tent with the amount of damn injuries, bro.
Let's go down the list. I'll go down the list I can remember, and you can add some too. Like if you just add some in if you go. So I'm just gonna start CMC.
I can give it to you in order if you want.
You probably could. You know what? You go ahead. I'll add some if you forget.
Oh, we're gonna start all the way at the beginning. So this whole injury bug this year in 2021 starts with Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins. Then you have, and those were during like preseason and offseason.
Yep.
Then from there, Saquon goes down again. CMC goes down.
Dalvin Cook
now you have Dalvin Cook. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, D-Hop, Russell Wilson with his fucking finger. Yeah, Julio, AJ
Aaron Rodgers,
Calvin Ridley having freaking mental health things going on. Fuck, I could keep going. Damn it. I did this on Rumble with Evan Mark where I literally went in order. I legitimately went in order, and they were like, holy shit. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry was a huge one. That was huge. Joe Mixon missed a couple of games.
Lamb.
Yeah, CeeDee Lamb. Amari Cooper. Kyler Murray.
The world, dude? Like, running in the position that I wanted to, like, specifically talk
Chris
about.
Carson.
Like, the position I wanted to, like, specifically talk about is related to that. Ezekiel Elliott, exactly, is running back. Running back is decimated in fantasy leagues.
Running back is done. Miles Sanders went down for a while. Yeah, running back is done.
What's the guy who's Michael Carter?
Yeah. Elijah Mitchell
Zach
has
Wilson.
been up and down.
Like this is wild, dude. That's Zach Ertz was hurt for a bit.
Yeah, I have never played a fantasy season where so much. I have worked in this industry for 5 fucking years. Never have I seen this amount of injuries. Never have I seen this amount. Everything that could have went left went freaking left. Nothing went right.
Yeah, and then you're seeing names like I would never expect to be back.
Patterson.
Cordell Patterson, Tevin Coleman's now the lead back in the New York Jets. You have
Deebo Samuel.
Chuba Hubbard is getting his goes. Deebo Samuel's being a running back for the Niners at this point, which is going to get him hurt, which already did. One game, he's hurt. Like, probably out for a couple weeks. Like, DeAndre Hopkins is out. Like, this is the wildest year for injuries I've ever seen. But, like, solely on running back, I never thought I would be like, well, I'm starting Tevin. Like, I'm starting Tevin Coleman and Myles Gaskin as my starting running backs, and on my bench is Matt Breida. because
Yeah.
I just lost CMC for the rest of the year.
Bro, I was running Devontae Freeman with confidence for a hot minute. Like, what the
Yeah,
hell?
like Devontae Freeman's back. Like, I mean, this is the wildest. I can't wrap my head around it.
Dude, what I think that it is, so you know how last year, excuse me, I'm sorry for that sneeze. You know how last year
Bless.
everyone, like all the players pretty much had to like do those virtual workouts and shit.
Yep.
I think that that's a big attributing factor.
Big factor to it.
Yeah, like you pretty much missed a whole year, a whole season of full contact of like.
Yep. I love that you're saying this because like the counter argument people have always had was like, oh well, if they get a year off of like football in general, and if they do things a certain way, like they train a certain way, then it saves more years on their career because they're not taking as many hits all the time. They're doing this and that. You know what I mean?
Your body has to be conditioned.
But your body has to be used to taking a hit. So now if you haven't had preseason, you haven't gone out and gotten smacked around a little bit, like you're not, and then you go into like a live game. Bless you. You go into a live game like you get smashed like 3 times, and all of a sudden now you're getting that mental toughness back with like Zeke. Zeke's playing through a knee injury, and he's playing through it.
Gibson played through a shin injury. He's playing through a shin injury still.
Yeah, he had like a hairline fracture or something crazy like that. Like, so this whole season is, fantasy rosters, guys. I'm sorry, like fantasy analysts have not failed you. We're not trying to fail you. It is hard. Our job is very hard right now with fantasy running backs. We're not trying to give you bad advice. We're not trying to stray you in the wrong direction. Like, I never thought I would tell you, go get Matt Breida off a waiver wire. I never thought I would say that, but here I am. Like, I never thought I would say, hey, you should maybe invest in Tevin Coleman for a stash in a playoff run. But you might be looking at that. Like, or Damian Hillard. Or, God forbid, if Adrian Peterson signs with the Seahawks, maybe he goes on a tear.
He signed to their practice squad, I think I heard.
I don't like that. He needs to sign the one-dayer and go to Minnesota and retire a Viking because I love that man. But, like,
Minnesota does not want him back after the way that they treated him during that whole case and everything. And, yeah, like, they're not going to let that happen.
Like, I wish that they would just – I love that player. I love that man. But I think he's out of money or something because he doesn't seem to, like, want to stop playing when I just don't think he's got it anymore.
He has 13 fucking kids, bro.
Yeah. I think with, like, 6 different women, too.
Yeah, like you got to keep them child support checks flowing.
Yep. So, I don't. Who knows what the situation is, but yeah, so as fantasy analysts, like the injury bug section was to basically tell you guys, like, this is not just hard on you. This is hard on the content creators that are trying to come up with a weekly video to, like, give you advice, and for us to improve our rosters. Because honestly, we're at a state of confusion and awe with our running back situations just as much as you are.
Oh, so yeah,
be patient with us.
Like, I'm looking around at leagues that I'm in, and I'm like,
fuck, there's nobody.
Yeah, I'm like, what is this? Like,
I guess I'm losing this week, or I have to hope that someone just doesn't play very well. It's a hard thing. So, bro,
and with me being in like 40 fucking leagues, like, like I said, I promised myself next year I am not doing that, especially with the amount of injuries. 13 is what I did the year before, so like I have a tendency of doing this. My first year podcasting, 2018, I was in 7.
Right.
I wanted to up the ante that following year. And I started, because I really wanted to prove, like, I'm an analyst. I'm not, like I'm for real. So then I upped the ante. I went to 25. The year after that, I dropped down to 13. And then from last year's 13, or I think it was like 13 or 15, I went up this year up to 40. So then next year I'll go back down, and then the year after that I'll probably go back up. You know, I'm probably going to start doing. I am doing a lot more DFS. If you guys are not into DFS, I really recommend DFS. I really, really, if you enjoy drafting lineups, like even if you just enter the dollar tournaments, like you don't have to go and enter, the
Okay, I
twenty
see what you're
five dollar
saying.
like millie makers or anything but get into daily fantasy, like whether it's DraftKings, FanDuel, Yahoo, whatever. But definitely try it out. Draft a new team every week, based off of a slate of games. You can, even do, showdown lineups. Check out the Run Boys Fantasy Network. Actually, it's tonight,
Yep, go there tonight,
we'll be,
guys.
yeah, we'll be live an hour before kickoff. Um, I'll be building some over on YouTube and Twitch. Just search Run Boys. Like we're the
They
only thing that comes up when you Google it. Run Boys
Rum
spelled with a
Boys
Z.
Fantasy Network with a Z. If you
Yeah,
guys
with the Z.
haven't seen
Yeah.
that.
Here,
Um,
I'll spell it
so
in the chat.
while Robbie's doing that, you guys will see Sports Me. It's an app that Robbie is a part owner and creator on. To basically describe this app to everybody, it's basically like the TikTok for like sports fanatics, where you can go in and give your best sports takes. They're doing really fun new things called the daily cash giveaways, where they have like a certain topic, and one of the creators posts a topic, and then we go in there, and then we all like give our takes, and you can just kind of keep rebuttaling with each other until the battle's over, and
It's
then
first take within your pocket.
maybe you win. So
Yeah, it's first take in your pocket.
mhm.
Like, and what's really dope is like you're able to make content with some of your favorite analysts, a lot of big time analysts. Everyone from your radio to big podcasts. We have a couple of athletes that hop on. Some former players, some current players. Um, the homie Ryan Hollins hops on the app occasionally. Um, Andrew Wiley will hop on. It's just really dope. Like, and all we're doing is just connecting. It's an app where you can make content seamlessly. And interactive content with people like Mike and I. People like some of the bigger names that I mentioned. Um, it's just really dope. It's really dope. And I'm excited for what we got coming in the future. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. So
Um,
yeah.
some other things too. I wanted to thank a couple sponsors for being on the Twitch channel, just because they, when you guys go and purchase items from them. I am working on a merch shop down the line for some sweatshirts, t-shirts, coffee mugs, things like that. But besides that, right now, what I can offer you guys for discounted goods for your own consumption is you can go ahead and check out Player One Coffee. If you're a coffee fiend like I am, and also a coffee snob, they have a great selection of coffee flavors. If you hit that link, you'll get, I think it's between 5 and 10% off your order at checkout using code The Avenge Nerd. And what they have is like they have light, medium, and dark roast coffees. They have a subscriber box that you can get monthly if you want. It's basically where they send you a flavor of coffee that is not sold on their website. It's exclusive, secret flavor that only you are going to get. They have the K cup filter. If you have a Keurig at your house, you can use their products with Keurigs. It's just a filter instead of like a constant cup, so you just got to keep refilling it with the coffee flavor. And they have awesome shirts, merch on their website as well. The second sponsor is Raise Energy. They are a workout company. You'll get 15% off your order. Again, all caps, code The Avenge Nerd. You'll get 15% off your order at checkout. They have pre-workouts, post-workouts, intra-workouts. They have energy drinks that are in cans or to-go packets with also flavors going from Galaxy Burst to sour gummy worms. And they have BCAA amino acids, which help you tear apart your muscles and build back up so you don't get as sore when you're working out, and you can still gain muscle mass. I can honestly attest to it. It is good stuff. I use it. It has a time-based technology where you take your pre-workout, you can actually start your workout, and in 2 hours, you can literally be done with your workout and feel like you don't got any pre-workout in your system. You can go home, you can go to bed. I don't have any issues with it. It's really great. And with the workouts I've been doing, I do think that does factor into it. But what you can do is if you have a good workout program with these energy drinks and these protein powders, I've lost probably 15 pounds off of it in the last 3 months.
Oh, wow,
And
nice.
I'm at about 20% body fat now, and I started way higher. So it's good stuff. It's and it's discounted. So if you select that link, you'll get 15% off at checkout. And the last one is if you are streaming or doing any podcasting and you need a layout for your new stream or you're looking to revamp, if you go to Nerd or Die, you'll get 20% off at checkout on any stream layout with transitions, the stingers, all the above that you see up here on the screen. And not all of it, because some of that's the custom stuff I've worked on and had made for me. But the layout itself is from Nerd or Die, so check those out. With all that being said, we're gonna do a quick round of what we normally do, and we're gonna do predictions because I don't want to go too long here. But we're gonna do a quick win or loss prediction, and then we're gonna see you guys next week here. So I'm gonna pull up the rosters, and I'll get some music going while we're doing this. So, with that being said, I'm going to pull up these ESPN rosters to see what the matchups are, and we're going to go through these, Robbie, if you're okay with that.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
I mean, hey, this is a little practice for tonight's pregame show, you know?
So we'll start off at Sunday at noon. We have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Detroit Lions. I'm going to take my Vikings on this one. I think they get right.
Yeah, the Vikings are easy there on that one, especially at minus 310 favorites. So, yeah, give me the Vikings. And I think they beat Detroit by more than that 7-point spread.
I agree.
Yeah, I like that.
Moving on to Sunday at noon, we also have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the New York Jets. The Philadelphia Eagles are 5-7. The New York Jets are 3-8. I'm probably gonna sway more towards the direction of the Eagles on this one, but I could see an upset going on.
I would love it if the Jets upset the Eagles, or something that I would love more. They are plus 230 dogs, but Eagles will go ahead and likely pull it out. But please, I've never wanted to be more wrong about anything in my entire life.
Right. The NFC East, man. You guys heard it. You guys heard it here from Robbie. Next we got the 7:20 matchup. It's the Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Denver sitting at 6-5. The Chiefs are 7-4. I'm going to take the Chiefs on this one.
Gosh, the Chiefs are heavy favorites. 435. But damn, Patrick Surtain has been balling. Mahomes has been throwing lots and lots of picks. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Yeah, he has, actually.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs, but damn, does that Denver money line at plus 330? If there could ever be a team to upset the Chiefs that no one would expect,
they did it.
Like when I look at this,
Dallas.
They did it to Dallas. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and the Chiefs didn't look that great against Dallas. You know. The Chiefs didn't look that great. What was it against the Giants? You know, like the Chiefs have been in some close games like that. But that defense is starting to peak for the Chiefs, so that's a thing. But damn, I would love it if the Broncos won that. But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
I agree. Tonight's game is Dallas at 7-4, New Orleans at 5-6. I'm gonna say New Orleans is gonna win this game.
You know. Dallas is gonna win.
Stop.
Dallas is gonna win. I don't want them to. Like believe just as well as I do that I don't want them to win.
I know.
But New Orleans is just personnel wise, like New Orleans is just not good right now. You know.
I feel that 100%. Moving on to Sunday at noon on the Fox Network, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 8-3, and the Atlanta Falcons at 5-6. Tom Brady's going to go play his old friends in Atlanta. I'm taking Tampa Bay, but I'm going to say Cordell Patterson has a pretty decent game.
Cordell Patterson's the only effective piece of Atlanta. He's the only startable fantasy piece. So
100%.
Yeah, he'll have a great game, but yeah, Tampa all the way.
Moving on to the Arizona Cardinals and the Chicago Bears Sunday at noon. Arizona's at 9-2 and the Bears are 4-7. I'm gonna ride and die with Arizona on this.
Give me the Cardinals over the Bears.
Da Bears. Let's go to the CBS network Sunday at noon. We got John. Much love, buddy. Hope that you're listening or hanging out somewhere. Hope you're healthy. The Los Angeles Chargers 6-5 versus the Cincinnati Bengals at 7-4. This is going to be a good game. I'm calling it's going to be a shootout.
It's going to be a shootout.
I'm saying at least 48 points scored. It's going to come down to a field goal.
Let me put it to y'all listening at home like this. This game has a 50.5 over under.
Holy.
A 3-point spread currently. Here's the money line: plus 140 for the Chargers, minus 160 for Cincinnati.
They're doubting.
Vegas,
wow.
Vegas, and this is on DraftKings Sportsbook right now.
Wow.
Vegas has this one super close.
It's gonna be fun.
And I would not be surprised if they move this line even closer. I think it'll be a shootout. Give me all the fantasy pieces in this matchup, but give me Cincinnati.
I like it. I'm gonna go on the end. I'm gonna go on the end of the Chargers on it.
I like that.
So the next game that we got is the Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans at a 6-6 record versus the Texans record of 2-9. I'm going the Colts. I'm gonna say Carson Wentz has a very good game.
And make sure you guys are starting TY, especially in DFS.
Yeah.
And if you even do showdown lineups in DFS for that particular game, make sure you're putting TY as captain. Like TY he historically bullies the Texans. Like run it.
The next game that we got is the New York Giants and the Miami Dolphins. Kind of a literal shit show that we got going on here. Hayes wouldn't agree with that because my roommate's a Giants fan, has been since he was a kid. So, but they're 4-7 and the Miami Dolphins are 5-7. This game's a toss up. It's gonna come down to whoever has the ball last.
Oh, you know that it's that it's a toss-up. I like, what you said, it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. Give me the Giants at plus 175 underdogs.
I like
the
it.
fact that they're underdogs in this I'm like, wow. Miami has been doing good. Miami's defense is oddly, good. But so is New York's. For two teams that are just both dog shit, give me the least... I think the side that's just the least amount of dog shit.
I like it.
In New York. Yeah.
Moving on to the afternoon games. We got Sunday at 3:05 p.m. Central Time, Fox. It's Washington, the Washington football team. Soon to be the Washington Red Wolves versus the Las Vegas Raiders. 5-6, 6-5. I'm gonna take the Washington football team in this game, but yeah. I need a good game from Josh Jacobs. So
it's gonna be close. The spread is set at 2.5 points, with the 49.5 over under. But give me Washington. Give me Washington.
I see it being close too.
It's gonna be super fucking close.
The next game that we got is 3:05 p.m. on Fox. Jacksonville Jaguars sitting at 2-9 at the Los Angeles Rams, who are 7-4. I'm gonna say the Rams get right with Matt Stafford.
The Rams. This is a perfect game for them to figure out OBJ and what he can really do.
How they can use him. Yep, I agree.
Yeah,
100%. And then we're gonna move on to the 3:30 game with Baltimore Ravens, which this is a classic matchup that everybody's gonna want to watch. The Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's going to be a fun one to watch. The Baltimore Ravens are 8-3. Pittsburgh's 5-1. My thoughts on this game is I think Lamar's gotten bailed out a few games. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that against Pittsburgh's defense. So I'm going to say upset, and Pittsburgh's going to win.
Yeah. Not taking Pittsburgh. Going Baltimore all the way.
Going Baltimore?
Yeah, going Baltimore.
I'm gonna stay where I am.
I don't feel like you can really stop Lamar at this given point. So
the man is unsackable practically. It seems like. Moving on to the last two games we have. We have the Sunday afternoon game, and that is San Francisco Giants at 6-5. Or San Francisco 49ers, sorry. I was reading the Giants one earlier. The San Francisco 49ers at 6-5. They are playing the Seattle Seahawks at home, who are 3-8. Cash in the bag, San Francisco.
Yeah, Seattle can't even complete on fucking third down. If you can't even complete on third down, like you're not gonna win.
Yeah, they're on the struggle bus right now, big time. And then we move into Monday Night Football with a really fun matchup, I think.
Monday Night Football.
This is the best matchup, I think. Monday Night Football is the New England Patriots, 8-4 versus the Buffalo Bills at 7-4. Buffalo's at home. I think this is going to be fun. The Patriots are on a 6-game win streak right now. Buffalo's looking to try and get hot. They're trying to get a run game going now. They're trying to get their passing game going because it's been a little slow this year. But I think this is a good game for them to get going again. So I'm gonna say I think the Patriots keep winning, but it's a shootout.
The Patriots are a underdog at 125, plus 125. It's tempting.
It's just tempting.
Give me the Patriots.
Robbie says the Patriots. Well, that wraps up every topic that we had. I want to thank everybody for hanging out. I want to just give it a second shout out to the sponsors. Thanks again to Raise Energy, Player One Coffee, Nerd or Die, ExpressVPN. So make sure you go check out the Rum Boys Fantasy Network, the Sports Me app, and also the Nerd Holla link tree is a really great way to actually see all the other content creators that are Nerd Holla affiliates. If you click that link, you can go and follow all the other guys. They're awesome people. Some of them do Jackbox nights and all that stuff, so it's a good time. If you want to get a hold of me or know what's going on with me, you can actually see my Twitter handle at NerdAvenge. I have an Instagram you can follow at the Avenger 2020. I'm pretty active on that now as I've gotten that going. And then I'll be here. So if you set your notification live button, make sure you follow or subscribe, whatever you want to do.
Shit, because Calypso has a fantasy question. Yes, bro, definitely. No, ask me a fantasy question.
Yep. So, Robbie, where can they find you? And Callisto, I'll have that question answered for you once I hit stop recording.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. Fuck. What was I about to do? Oh, where can they find me? Dawson Knox or Evan Ingram?
Knox. Don't Knox.
Yep, Knox. That's what I was waiting for to be able to answer this question. Okay, you guys can find me at RumBoysR, RumBoys Robbie. I don't know why Twitter cut off like the rest of my name. They're whack for that. But yeah, it's supposed to be RumBoys Robbie, but RumBoys R is where you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that. I haven't been on TikTok in like forever. I need to get back on that grind. But RumBoys spelled as ZNET is where you can find me. Literally just Google RumBoys. Like you can find us everywhere. Look us up on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Yeah, we appreciate all of you guys' support. This has been a lot of fun. Yo, I gotta come on here. Yeah, bro, of course. Like I gotta come on here. We gotta talk some nerd shit. I'm gonna talk some you know.
Oh, we can definitely do that. We can line something up to where there's a whole lot of Marvel projects coming out right now too. So I got a lot of work ahead of me actually. We got the Hawkeye series, which is really good. We got Spider-Man No Way Home coming out. Eternals was great. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in the Marvel movies to get caught up on and discuss. So we'll build some good. We'll build some strong panels and we'll get you on there.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, just let me know, man. You know, be a lot of fun. But yeah, dude, like, I love it here. This was dope. This was fun.
It was fun.
Lot of fun that I've had on a feature in a long time. So thank you, and thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for giving us your time, buddy. And also, guys, go check out the Run Boys Fantasy Network merch shop. The sweatshirt's awesome. I work out in this thing all the time. Go check it out. With all that being said, we love you. Thank you for hanging out, and we'll see you next week.